Oh, good. We're here, October 2025, where we get to watch the same tired dance play out. One party's trying to actually solve problems while the other is busy dismantling the Department of Education, slashing Pell Grants by nearly $1,700, and pretending that climate change is a hoax invented by coastal elites. Because why not? Real inspiring stuff. But let's talk about somebody who's actually doing something. Okay, that's the energy we need right now. We don't need this exhausting AI deepfake slop. No, we need action. We need movement. We need progress. Keep that energy in mind because what just happened in the last 48 hours is exactly why everyone's saying Newsom might be the only Democrat with a spine to actually fight back. And by the end of this video, you'll see why. And this matters more than just California politics. This is about what it looks like when you actually fight fire with fire, because here's where we're at. The Trump administration has spent the past year gutting education in America. They've proposed slashing Pell Grants by $1,700. That's 23%, taking them from $7,395 down to $5,710. They eliminated over $1 billion in TRIO programs that helped disadvantaged students get to college. They cut $980 million from work study. And just this week, Trump bypassed Congress entirely to slash hundreds of education grants, withholding over $6 billion for teacher training, for programs for English learners, and after-school programs. The stuff that actually helps kids. But yesterday, Trump tried something even more brazen. The White House sent out this thing called the Compact for Academic Excellence in Higher Ed to 9 major universities, including USC, right here where I'm at in California. And it's basically a loyalty pledge. Here's the deal. They're offering sign this contract, adopt all of Trump's political priorities, and then you get priority, access to federal grants, more money, favorable treatment. What do they want? They want universities to accept the government's definition of gender, including excluding trans people from bathrooms and sports. They want them to stop considering race or gender in admissions. They want to require SAT or ACT tests. They want to cap international students at 15% of undergrads. For USC specifically, this is devastating. A quarter of their freshman class is international, mostly from China and India. It's not just policy. He's trying to do a hostile government takeover. Trump wants to install government-mandated conservative ideology into universities. And honestly, some schools might be tempted because universities are desperate for federal funding right now. Then Gavin Newsom drops this. I'm going to read exactly how he wrote it because he literally wrote it in all caps to mock Trump's Truth Social posts. If any California university signs this radical agreement, they'll lose billions in state funding, including Cal grants, instantly. California will not bankroll schools that sell out their students, professors, researchers, and surrender. Academic freedom. This is it. This is what it looks like to fight fire with fire. Trump's trying to use federal dollars as a weapon. Fine. Newsom just put out $45 billion in state funding on the table and said, try me. For context, USC alone received $28.4 million in Cal grants this year. The entire California university system, $2.2 billion. Newsom made it crystal clear, you're either with academic freedom or you're out. Bye. Here's why this is different. For years, Democrats have played defense. Republicans attack education, they attack diversity, and they attack trans rights. And what do the Democrats do? Sometimes they issue statements, they express concern, they furrow their brows on CNN, and Newsom just went on the offense. He did not wait for Trump to punish California schools. He didn't try to negotiate. He drew a line in the sand and said, if you cross this, you lose everything. And you know what? California Assembly member Al Murkowski said it perfectly. No self-respecting university should sign on this proposal to this proposed compact. But without Newsom's threat, some might have done it quietly because money talks. Let's zoom out for a second because this fits into a pattern. While Trump is doing this to education, what's California doing? Newsom's invested over $40 billion in affordable housing and $27 billion to address homelessness. And the results? In 2024, homelessness increased nationally by 18%, and California kept it to just 3%. Unsheltered homelessness increased 7% nationally. California kept it to 0.45%. On climate, California hit 61% clean energy this year, renewable and zero carbon sources. They added a record 7,000 megawatts of clean capacity to the grid in 2024, the largest single year increase in state history. And they're on track for 100% clean electricity by 2024. Meanwhile, Trump's rolling back environmental protections and calling climate change a hoax, because why not? See the difference? One side is building, the other side is just destroying everything. So here's the bottom line. At CSU, 60% of Pell Grant recipients would see their awards reduced or eliminated under Trump's proposal. That's real students. These are students. It's their future. And it's being destroyed to pay for tax cuts for billionaires. But in California, Newsom just showed what it looks like to fight back. When you actually fight back, not with press releases or both sides nonsense, with power. Trump weaponized federal funding and Newsom weaponized state funding right on back. And he's daring Trump to blink first. Look, maybe you don't agree with everything Gavin does. Maybe California isn't perfect, but at least we're fighting. And while red states are banning books and forcing pregnancy and gutting education, California is investing billions into housing, protecting students, and racing towards clean energy. That Taylor Swift energy we started with, that's the governance that we need. And that's what it looks like when you give a damn about tomorrow instead of yesterday. So yeah, to close this one out, homework for anyone in California or anyone who knows anyone in California that will be 18 on November 4th. We've got a special election coming up, and this one matters more than you think. Prop 50. It's the Election Rigging Response Act. Here's what's happening. Texas Republicans gerrymandered their congressional maps in the middle of a cycle to seal 5 House seats and lock in Trump's power for the 2026 midterms. And they're not playing by the rules. So what did Gavin do? He fought fire with fire. Prop 50 is a temporary emergency measure. It uses legislature-drawn maps that level the playing field. We pick up 5 seats to offset what Texas just stole. Then after 2030, our independent commission comes back. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but we voted for an independent commission to keep policies out of redistricting. And yeah, you're right. That is the model long term. That's how every state should do it. But we're not living in the long term right now. We're living in the moment where one side is lighting the rule book on fire, while the other side is like trying to think and cite chapters and verses. You think Trump's going to respect your principles when he's got a rigged House majority? You think he's going to care that California took the high road while he's dismantling education and forcing universities to bend the knee? We have not seen the worst of Trump yet. And with unchecked power, with the Congress rigged in his favor, it will get worse. Vote yes on Prop 50 on November 4th in California. Do so by November 4th. But here's the thing, California can't do this alone. We need other big blue states and their governors to step up. J.P. Pritzker in Illinois, you've been talking and you've been going through a lot in your state, and now is the time to act. Kathy Hochul in New York, Trump is coming for your states next. What are you going to do about it? We need Democratic governors across the country to look at what Gavin just did with education, with Prop 50, and say, yeah, we're going to do that too. Call their offices, tag them in this video, demand they follow California's lead, and fight back with that same energy. Because Trump is counting on us being too principled, too polite, too like normal and respecting to do what needs to be done right now. And guess what? Gavin Newsom just showed that there's another way. You can fight back, and we can still be on the right side of history. This isn't about abandoning our values. It's about defending them with power and with action, with results. So we're going to vote yes on Prop 50. We're going to call everyone we know in California, make sure that they have a plan to vote, that they're voting yes. And let's show Trump what happens when people are actually willing to fight back. November 4th, let's make it count. Hit subscribe if you want more. I am Lauren P. across all social channels. And I would be so grateful for your sub, and leave us a comment so we can stay connected.